Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Late Night at my house. I am prepping my kids' summer learning packets for the week ahead, and when I talked about our summer learning plan for the upcoming school year, for the upcoming summer, a lot of you guys wanted to see what this looked like, so I'm doing a little bit of a summer learning prep with me, showing you what I have planned for my kids in the week ahead. I've already done 2 other videos on summer learning, one video on my summer learning plans, where I did an overview of what our schedule looks like and what my intentions are for the summer with our learning. And the second video I did was how we're doing summer reading. I showed you the book tasting that I set up for my kids. It was so fun, and they have been obsessed with the books that they chose. They've been flying through them. So I'm showing you what is on my kids' summer learning clipboards, what I'm putting on the clipboard, how they are using, like what they're using their rewards for, what they're getting with when they finish the clipboard, and just how I'm prepping it for them for the week ahead. Today's video is part of my monthly open collaboration. It's a homeschool show and tell with Jessica from the Waldock Way, and it's our last official homeschool show and tell of the 2022-2023 school year. That's crazy. So this is our 3rd year, so thank you guys who participated with us for participating with us. This was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. And so today, a lot of people are gonna be sharing all about their summer learning plan. So if this is not your style and you're looking for another idea, make sure you check out all the other videos in the playlist. I will link that down in the description box down below, as well as information on how to join with us if you wanna make a video on your summer learning plans this month. So without keeping you around here too much longer, I'm just gonna go ahead and flip the camera around, show you what I've got going on here, how I'm setting them up for the week ahead. And yeah, that's it. So I will go ahead and do that now. Show you what's going on here. It is past 10 p.m. I'm probably mixing up my words because I don't do well staying up super late. But yeah, it's nighttime here, very casual. This is real, honest, how I prep stuff for the week ahead. Once everyone's sleeping, you can probably hear my sound machine going for the people who are already asleep. All right, here we go. All right, so I just got my kids' clipboard set up for the week, and I have given them 3 options because they have summer camp this week, so I'm fairly certain they will not be getting to this every day this week, so they're gonna do 3 instead of 5. And like I mentioned in my last video, their rewards, they get to choose each day that they complete all of this. Ignore the fact that 2 of my my nails came off. They get to choose either 15 minutes that they can build up on video games. They can save it up until they have like 2 hours, I don't care. So 15 minutes on video games, or a small, I have like those mini soda cans, or a popsicle or ice cream bar. I have lots of those outside in the freezer on our patio that we keep stocked for company. So they have so far, last week was our first week doing this, and they've chosen a mixed bag. Like mostly they're choosing video game time to save up, although second I would say would be the ice pops. So that is what they've been enjoying with their time here, and these are all things that I think can be completed within an hour or an hour and a half or so, although they're certainly able to work on it longer if they'd like to, but I don't want to make them do more than that each day. So I don't care what order they do these in. These are just their options that I'm giving them for the week, so each one represents 1 treat or reward. So for Isabella, her first option is to do a math lesson, which they use teaching textbooks. So 1 math lesson, read for 20 minutes, although they've been blowing through their books, so they've been reading more than that, but read for 20 minutes, do 1 math lesson, and do half of a watercolor lesson. Usually the watercolor lessons on Let's Make Art take about an hour, and you usually have to pause it halfway through to let a component dry. Another option is, again, see, I've got the other half of the watercolor lesson there. Again, read 20 minutes, a math drill sheet, which I will do with their timed math tests that I do with them every now and then. Half of a watercolor lesson, and learning palettes. So these are our learning palettes. I have them out here because I was thinking about actually putting the palettes that I want them to each do on their clipboard. So these are the large actual palettes here, but then we have so many of these. So just based on, so these are like level 4 fractions, which is one of the ones I was considering having Bella do. We've got some level 1, money, simple fractions, addition and subtraction, fractions, money, and decimals, multiplication and division. I'm going to pull that one aside. I need one of my kids to do that one. Capitalization and punctuation, pulling that one aside. It's another one I want one of my kids to do. I have 2 of the fractions and money. We've got money, fractions, simple multiplication and division. So you just open this up, and then I like to just keep them stored in these bags, although I think I'm going to have to switch them all to Ziploc bags eventually, because these are going to bust. But basically you pull out these different cards here, and they're self-correcting if you have never seen these before. So you've got these are the questions here. So there are blank groups of 3 and 12. So then you would say there are 4 groups of 3 and 12. So you'd put the blue circle on the number 4. And then when you flip this over, the blue circle will be on number 4. So it's self-correcting, really helpful for them to just test their skills. I've also got geometry and measurement, algebra concepts. So see, I've got it all the way from like the kindergarten type of things all the way up through algebra level 4. So nouns, verbs, and adjectives, lots of them here. So I was thinking about just like clipping the one that I want them to do onto their board. So I may go ahead back to Bella's. So that's another option of a day. And then another day I have a math lesson, read for 20 minutes and do a logic sheet. So we use Mindbenders, so she would do the front and the back side of a logic sheet. She's doing level 4. Jessie, very similar, math lesson, read 20 minutes, and then a logic sheet front and back. He has another day where he is to read and do a timed math test. Again, these are the books that we use here, these different 100 days of timed tests. We use them throughout years. We don't do them like for 100 straight days. It's just a nice way to keep track. So read 20 minutes math drill sheet. We've got snap circuits here for him to do a snap circuits project, and then do an Art for Kids Hub drawing lesson. I try to throw a couple fun things in there for them. Although when they're not in camp, I have some more fun craft type of projects for them to do. I'm just not sure what time of day they're all going to be doing this, because my younger ones have camp in the morning, my older ones have camp in the afternoon. So they're kind of split up this week a little bit. And then option 3, a math lesson, a learning palette. And then for him, he loves following, he likes using like muffin mixes and things like that. And he seriously needs to use them in order to follow directions in order. It's something that I've noticed that maybe it's a middle school boy thing, I'm not sure, but he skips over the directions a lot. And so using mixes has been a really great way for him to work on that skill, just focusing, following instructions. I'm not standing over his shoulder telling him what to do. And then he loves creating like this little cafe. He calls it Heroes Cafe. I'm not sure what the acronym stands for, but it's like H.E.R. So he like has a cafe that he's made with the kids, and he'll constantly ask me if he can set up Heroes for lunch or for a snack. So whenever he uses a muffin mix or a cake mix or something, he'll make a Heroes Cafe. So that'll be probably his favorite day. For Eli, we have a math lesson, and then he read 2 books in the very first week. If you watched my video on the book tasting, like our summer reading plans, he was one of my kids who was the most excited. All of my kids finished a book in, just a few days, but Eli read 2 of the books in a total of 3 days actually. So it took him 2 days to read Gentle Ben and 1 day to read Sun and Spoon. So I'm giving him the option to do a cereal box book report on either one of those books. It's up to him. Which, if you've never seen those, they're really fun. It's a fun way. This is what the cover looks like, just like a blank page. They draw a cover, their own cover of the book, and put it on the front of a cereal box. And then He can do either these on the back, so character traits, the story is mostly about, point of view, that would be on the back side of the cereal box, and these would be the side panels. I got these off of Teachers Pay Teachers, but you can find these for free all over the place. We've used the same ones. So story elements with character, setting, problem, and important events. Book review, you give a rating, a star rating, or he has another option here of using these on the sides, which is more like cereal themed, like ingredients, characters, setting, recommendation, and reflection. And then on the other side, on the back side, he can do a summary and then do a trivia time. So like how some cereal boxes have games on the back. So he can use any variation of those sheets. And I don't care if he does the book report on Sun and Spoon or if he does it on Gentle Ben. I have a feeling he'll probably do it on Gentle Ben because he can't stop talking about that book. He wants to watch the series now. So, and then a math drill sheet. Again, it's a 1 minute timed test, or it's a timed test that only takes a minute or two. So that's a quick one. Option 2, read 20 minutes, do a logic sheet, again, Mindbender's logic, and doing a learning palette. Then option 3 is to do a math lesson, read 20 minutes, and do a lesson, or spend some time doing the Osmo, whichever Osmo game he would like to play. And then Miss Annabeth, she has, so I should have said how old my kids were if you guys haven't been around here long, although by the casual nature of this video, I'm sure only the people who have been here for a while have stayed because I'm a little scatterbrained. This is me working at nighttime. So this is my just finished 8th grade, just finished 6th grade, just finished 3rd grade, just finished kindergarten. So Annabeth, her options are to do a reading lesson with me, a math coloring page, and a learning palette for one day, and I'll show you those pages in a minute. A logic worksheet, which she's using Lollipop Logic and Mindbender's level 1, so I put both options in there for her to choose. An Art for Kids Hub drawing lesson and a math lesson with mom. And then option 3, read a story with mom, Osmo, and a math coloring page again. So I have 2 of those math coloring pages. These I got on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is addition up to 10, and it's a color by number. And then this is subtraction up to 10. And then here are her logic pages. So that's Lollipop Logic there, that first one, and then the second one is Mindbender's. Now these color by codes, she really has been enjoying these. Again, this just comes from Teachers Pay Teachers, and the way that I make these for her, because she can't read all these words yet, is to just draw the color around the number so that she's able to figure that out. So that is what I have set up for my kids for this upcoming week. A little bit different of a week because of camp, but not too much, just cut down by 2 days. So normally I'd have 5 days of options for them, and maybe they'd be spruced up a little bit with like a couple of craft options. They have Kiwi crates and Tinker crates and things like that. Bella likes to do cake decorating, so she has a really neat new cake decorating set that has like templates for her to practice on. Things like that would take a little bit more effort and cleanup time, but I'm not doing that to them this week because it's golf camp and they're probably going to be completely exhausted by the sun. So normally, again, if you watched my summer learning video, we'd be doing something fun in the morning. Like last week, it was a lot of the beach in the morning, coming home, having lunch, hanging out as a family, and then having a little bit of quiet time in their rooms doing this, where they can make a mess with crafts and things. But this time around, it's like, you know, they're kind of doing this more independently this upcoming week because of camp, and just everyone's going to be going to and fro. So that is what they have set up for this week. Let me know how you guys are doing your summer learning, and if this helped you at all. I know some of you guys wanted to see what this looked like when I was explaining this in that video. Make sure you check out all of the other videos on how everyone else is doing their summer learning this year. And thanks for watching. Bye guys.